Thank you everyone for stopping back by. As you can tell on the screen, please like all of my social media accounts and follow me. And let me know, comment below underneath my pictures what you guys think. Underneath this video as well of what you guys want to see more of. Give me a good idea. And let's get right into it. I am applying my transition shade and mixing that shade with a little bit of orange. And I'm using my Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm using the colors Butter and Hunts. And I'm basically just blending that all over where my transition shade normally goes. And this shade right here that I'm applying is going to be just a dark brown shade. And it is going to be in the color Mocha. Yeah, Mocha. It's Mocha. And I'm just applying that all over where I'm going to cut my halo. And I'm going to darken that area as I blend everything outwards and inwards. I'm just going to be darkening and blend. The key to a nice clean halo is blending out the colors. You want to make sure they're all smooth and correct and there's no harsh lines. Everything looks seamless. So I'm just blending it out with two different types of blending brushes. One is a more fluffier brush. The other one is more of a smaller blending brush so I can get in the smaller areas of my eyelid. And from here I will be starting to carve out the halo of the halo cut crease. And I am actually using 3 different types of concealers, just because this is what I do. So I am using a little bit of Kat Von D's Neutral M29. It is her Lock-It foundation, Lock-It concealer. And then I'm also using Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define concealer, and that's going to be in the color C11. And I'm also using the Maybelline Age Refined, and that is going to be in Honey. And I mixed those 3 colors together to get this light shade. And I'm cutting the crease right above, and the way I do that is I apply just 1 layer in the middle of my eyelid, and then I blink my eye, and I blink my eye, and I see where the concealer touches the top part of my eyelid, and that's where I start the crease, because once you blink a couple times, you don't want it creasing up to where it bleeds over to the top or like the upper part of your eye. So I try to make sure that that doesn't happen. And right here I'm actually using, it's a paintbrush from Michaels, and it was like $2, and it blends. This is a perfect, like when I tell you the perfect thing to use for a halo to blend out the eyeshadows. Oh my god, I love it. But I applied Navy from the Lorac Pro palette, and I also am applying that teal color from the Jaclyn palette. It is Jada. So I'm applying those 2, and I'm actually blending those out together, but I'm leaving a space in the middle for that lime green color that I'm going to be placing. And you just want to blend that as far in as you feel, and it could be wide or narrow, doesn't matter. It's what look you're going for. So I am just I added a little bit of green as well, but then from that NYX palette, that multicolor palette, and now I'm just actually adding that lime green color. And that lime green color is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prison palette, and that is the color Spear, which is the title of this tutorial, Spear Lime. And I'm just using a flat brush to apply that color. And I applied, I think, 2 layers just to get it nice and pigmented. Really, I didn't really have to apply it that much actually. And I'm using that teal color to go in a little bit more, and then I'll apply a little bit more of that spear color back in, and just keep doing it. Just keep going back and forth doing it till you feel like this is the desired look that you're going for. And once you do that, just keep applying. Just make sure that everything looks good. So once you're done blending out your eyeshadows, then you want to actually go above the crease area and deepen that color with just like a brown or whatever color you use that's a darker color. And you can also, at the outer corner, I put a little bit of black at the outer corner just to give it more of a dramatic effect. But yes, you continue to do whatever you feel like you need to as far as colors go. Make sure they're blended. It does take time to learn how to blend. And here I'm actually just applying my eyeliner, and I'm just using NYX black liner. And actually in that Prism palette, they actually have a really dark black that I really like. It's very pigmented, so I actually applied that to the top of that liner just to give it a more matte finish, because the liner is actually a matte finish, but I like it to be a really matte, so I apply a black shadow. And you want to get a nice pigmented black shadow, not a ashy black, because there are ashy blacks in certain palettes. And it's not a thick liner line either. It's just a, just a regular old liner. Everybody can do it. And again, you just go back in, clean up anything you feel needs to be cleaned up, and then you move on to your face. And I am using CoverGirl and Bobbi Brown. CoverGirl foundation is Soft Sable. Bobbi Brown is Almond 7. So I mixed those two foundations together. I'm using a flat top brush and just dispersing that all over my skin. And I also primed with Sephora's Beauty Amplifier. It's a mattifying gel. And I got this from Sephora during Black Friday. It was like $8, originally like $16, but it works really good. And just applying, now I'm actually applying my concealers of choice, which are my Makeup Forever concealer, which is in the color 14, and it's a full cover concealer. And also I'm applying a little bit of the Master Conceal from Maybelline, and that is in the color 50 Medium Deep. So I'm just taking a highlight brush from, is it Real Techniques? You can get those at any drugstore, any Walmart, Target. And I sprayed a little bit of it with some Fix Plus from MAC, and I'm just blending that outwards towards the temple of my head, towards my cheekbones, and I get more, I just keep blending it out, patting it into my skin, not rubbing it in. And make sure you clean up any of the outer areas of your eyes, just so you can clean that up. And once you're done adding your concealer, I don't do my forehead really because my forehead is really big as it is, so I try not to add too much attention to that. And once I'm done with that, then I go on to my setting powders. And I have two setting powders. I have one from, well, actually I applied my first one, which is Laura Mercier, the Medium Deep, which is a darker setting powder, really good. And then I apply the Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder. And there's no color for it. It's just a loose setting powder. It's a lighter color, but I mix those two together. I apply the darker one first and then the lighter one, just because I like a little fuller coverage. And for my brow bone area, I am using the Prism palette again. I'm using that Pyramid and Eternal color actually mixed together to give like a good bronzier gold color, kind of, just to give it a little highlight pop around my eyebrow. And from there, I'm just setting my nose area. I don't really highlight my nose like that until I get to the highlighter part, not really concealer. And from here, I am going to be contouring my cheeks and my forehead. And what I use is Earth from Anastasia Beverly Hills, their foundation stick. I've been using this for a while, and I just take a angled contour brush. I think that's from Morphe, and I just blend it outwards. Blend it, well, I don't really blend it in or out. It's kind of just blend it in place, really. And I actually use my face powder as well to set any harsh lines that I didn't get. And then I actually set the contour with a contour shade. I switch between contour shades all the time. I found a couple that actually work good with my skin. But I used the Ulta Contour Kit. And from here, I just do my my highlighter. And my highlighter that I actually use, I love, is Park Avenue Princess from Tarte. It is like a paint pot kind of. It has a lot of, oh, it's so pigmented. You don't even have to add a whole lot. To get the, I guess, the more pigmented you want, just spray your brush and dip it in. And then you rub it either on your the back of your hand or a flat surface, just to get it, because it's kind of flaky looking, I guess you could say, like flakes of bronze or whatever. So you have to really rub it in to get a nice smooth finish for it. So you want to spray your brush. And I guess I'm looking for something. I don't know what I was looking for. Okay, digging through bags and stuff. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. So I go back and I use that Park Avenue Princess from Tarte, and I apply it in the inner area. Actually, I started out with a different shade that was a lot lighter, like a goldish color, and I didn't like it, so I added Park Avenue on top. And I thought that made it look a little bit more subtle, or pop, actually. And then from here, I clean up my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows off camera. They don't take long to do, but I just do them off camera. But really, the only thing I do with my eyebrows, and people don't believe me, I just use some mascara. That's all I'm doing. That's all I do. And I already added mascara at the beginning before I started, because I want the mascara to set on my eyebrow hairs. I don't want it to thicken, and I want the hairs to stay in place. So it's like adding mascara layers to your eyelashes. You want to give it a minute to dry, you add on another layer, and that's what I do. I add on like 2 layers of mascara, and I basically, that is really it. That's all I do with my eyebrows. And this is the final look. And for my lips, I actually just did just a nude lip gloss. That's my go-to. And that is really it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.